Hello, namaste. It's lovely to connect with you today. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And it's my honour to be here sharing with you today. So I am here to share some guidance for Thursday, the 2nd of August, and Friday, the 3rd of August. And just to have a little chit chat if you want to say hello. Hi Leanne. Hi Samar. Lovely to see you. So I trust you've been well and things have been flowing good for you over these last few days or this week so far. And that you're coping and moving along with the movement and the rhythm of your life and the way it's flowing right now. Hi Christine. Hi Lottie. Hi Egia, perhaps. Sorry, I'm probably not pronouncing your name correctly. Hi Lynn. Hi Michael. Hi Gretchen and Tony. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to do the guidance first, then I'm going to hang around for a little chit chat if you want to hang around. So we'll do the guidance first. First of all, extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So you help me be able to do my work full time and bring these videos out to you and to other people. So thank you so much. If you're new to watching, welcome. Please let us know if you are a new viewer and we can say an extra special hello to you. So what I'm going to be doing if you're new, if you haven't watched these before, is I'm going to be pulling one card from my Speed of Light Oracle for Thursday, one card for Friday, and then I'm going to pull a theme card from my upcoming Animal Kingdom Oracle card. So these will be the theme card for Thursday and Friday. I'm not doing personal guidance requests here today, so no personal readings. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared will be helpful and supportive for you. Hi Sheila, new viewer. Welcome. Ricky's a newbie. Susan's a newbie too. Welcome to you both. And anyone else who's new to watching who isn't saying that you're new, welcome. And welcome to my regular people too. You're all welcome. Tracy's new too. Rachel says something looks different. Or different. It looks nice. Not sure what you're talking about. Not sure what you're talking about there, sorry. Rachel. Hi Michelle. And Anita. Tracy, first time. Welcome. Hi Judy. And Debbie says, thank you, lovely to see you live. Sometimes difficult when we are in different time zones, it sure is. Hi, Aish is new too, welcome. Hi, Tanya. Debbie says, I never got to see the psychic. We got lost. If they were a real psychic, should have called and said we were going the wrong way. Debbie, that's hilarious. So Debbie was booked in to see a psychic, but they got lost, and she's a bit upset the psychic didn't call to say we were lost. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's quite funny, Debbie. Hi, Stacey's new. Hi, Wendy and Christine, Marianne. My hair. Oh, I just got out of the shower, so it's probably clean. And I'm growing it a bit longer, so I'm just flicking it out, kind of growing it longer. Hi Radzi, Judy's new. Oh, yep, okay, I get you. Purvi, perhaps, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Purvi's new from Bombay. And Tristan says your hair suits you, thank you. And hi Marla. Okay, so welcome, and if you do pop in and you are new, or you just say hello, then hello and welcome. I can't keep an eye on the comments because I can't I can't very well talk and concentrate and read at the same time. So that's that. So I'm going to be pulling some cards for Thursday and Friday for everyone. general guidance for the majority of us. So I trust that Something Shared will be supportive for you. So just take on board what feels right, let the rest go, and allow yourself to be surprised. So if you're looking for an answer to something specific, just be careful you're not blocking out other things that could be helpful because you're honing in on one specific thing. So I recommend you take a really nice big breath and just be open to receiving what you need. Remembering that often what you need and what you want can be two very different things. So I'm very interested to see what we need for our highest truth. So I'm going to start. I'm looking for the best card for Thursday the 2nd of August. Thursday the 2nd. And we'll see what comes up. We'll go with this card for Thursday here. We've got Initiation card 21. It says mastery, milestone, progression, and greatness. This talks about being open. So there's a strong sense of opening here through the front of the card, the front of the body. Open up, welcoming, and stepping forward into something new. So there's a feeling here of a new doorway that's not only opened up, but a new doorway that's calling us or has already called us to step forward. There's a feeling here that we're already in movement in this new thing or going towards this new goal or welcoming new beginnings. But we already feel open and like we're walking in. So the new door's here where most of us might be already walking through it. And the reason we're walking through it is because we've passed recent tests. So a recent test, a recent initiation of some sort, a recent test period that tested us to see if we were really ready to step into this new phase that we're going into. So we're just coming out of, I feel, a testing time. Hi, Kerry. So nice to see you. So a lot of us are just moving out of a testing time. I feel like we have to be careful sometimes that we don't, when we go through a testing period, that we don't think in our mind that this is always going to be happening to us. So we have to be willing to allow the test phase to move on. And the test phase is moving on for a lot of us as we step forward into this new doorway now. So we've passed the test. We've passed the testing time. We're moving into this next phase now. The next grade, if you like. If we were at school and we were learning, let's say we're in a grade 5, and we were learning whatever we had to learn for that grade to be tested at the end of the year, make sure we've learned what we've been learning when we're tested on it. And if we pass that test, then we move to the next year or the next level or the next grade. And this happens in life a lot, and it's not usually year, and it doesn't go in a year cycle. It usually goes in some random spasmodic, spontaneous cycle. But we go through periods of learning, then testing on what we've learned, and then when we pass that test, we move through the doorway and into the new level. So that's the phase that a lot of us are moving into and are in on Thursday. So I've kind of gone around this card in a long way, but perhaps I needed to share that. So let's trust in the new space that we've moved into. Things may feel different without being able to explain why. Things may feel a little bit unsettled because we're settling into new learnings now and a new perspective and a new way and new things. So things do feel uncomfortable because we're, in a lot of cases, have stepped out of our comfort zone, at least in some areas of our life. So we are progressing and we are moving to the next level. In fact, we most likely have already moved to that next level. So I trust that makes sense. Thank you. And thanks, Joanne, and anyone else who's requesting a card. I don't do personal readings here. This is general guidance for everyone. I would feel terrible if I sat here with 99 live viewers, or 100 now, and there's no way I could pull a card for everyone. So I'm a bit of a fair person. I like to think of doing things that feel right and that feel fair. And I would feel terrible connecting with 10 people and leaving 90 people out. So this is the way I prefer to connect and share my guidance. So the best card now for Friday the 3rd of August is, da-dun, drum roll, here. We've got card 25 called Pause. Pause. It says hold, time, transition, suspension, and limbo. That word suspension and being in suspense kind of really fascinates me as I read that right now. So I find that an interesting word there that I put on this card. But this card usually comes up when we're in a time of pause, of waiting, of rest, of being a bit in a limbo state. So feeling like we're in between things a little bit on Friday. So we might feel a bit, what would the word be? Taken aback. There's this sort of feeling here of feeling like we're stepped back in our life, like we're not fully in it somehow on Friday. Like we might feel a bit like we're just observing our life playing out rather than being fully into and participating in our life. There's a feeling that it's required this time of waiting, this time of pause. So even though we've stepped through this new door, a lot of us, and we've stepped into this new level, if you like, or this new space of learning, it feels like on Friday some of us are going to be, I want to use the words forced to stop. Forced to stop. So we might just need to rest or recoup or recharge or heal or mend at some point, if not all of Friday. So just see how you go and how you flow. It's not the end of the world to have to wait. Waiting is part of the ebb and flow and the movement in our life. So there's plenty that we can do and there's plenty that we can focus on if we're waiting in another area of our life. So if there's something we're waiting on, we can focus on something else while we're waiting. Even if we're waiting, like in a doctor's surgery, because that's sort of a great example of waiting. Even if we're waiting and the doctor or the specialist is running late, there are things that we can do while we're waiting, like meditate quietly without probably chanting, but just go into a quiet space inside. We could be, I know that our phones are really handy. Like for me, I'll get my notepad out and make some notes or make a list if I'm in a waiting time when I least expect it, if you like. So there might be some waiting that happens on Friday. Let's not waste that time, but use that time wisely. If our body needs to rest and mend, then let's honour that and hold it in a space of nurturing. If we're waiting for something that's a delay of some sort, let's work with that time to help ourselves or fill that time in wisely, if you like. So pause coming up for Friday. So that's my Speed of Light Oracle. I'm going to now pull one of my new cards. Yay! My new Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. These are templates. They're going to be the same size as these. So just to give you an idea, these are a lot bigger than the cards will actually be. So they're currently at the printer. Let's find the best card for the theme for Thursday and Friday. So the theme card will help us bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Thursday and Friday. There does seem to be a bigger picture sort of thing playing out that I'm already feeling from the cards that came up for Thursday and Friday. Like we're stepping into a new phase of our life, or we've already stepped in, but we're going through that, and this kind of waiting pause period. So let's look for some more insight on that for the best theme card, which I trust is this here. Card 1, the Stallion. It says, untie yourself. Untie yourself. Stop holding yourself back over Thursday and Friday. Untie yourself from the stables. So if you were a wild horse, tied up and trying to be tamed, trying to be limited, trying to be held back, how can you untie yourself from being tied up at the stables and let yourself run wild and free like the wild horses? So do you feel held back? Do you feel stuck in a rut? Do you feel trapped in some area of your life? If you do, what can you do to work with the energy and work with your motivation or your desire to untie yourself? How can you work with that to free yourself up over Thursday and Friday? No matter if you have to chew at the rope to untie yourself, if you can't manage to reach and untie physically, energetically, I'm talking metaphorically. Do you need to cut ties? Do you need to make a clear break? Do you need to shut some doors in your life? Do you need to make some endings? Do you need to step aside from some people in your life? What do you need to do? What is holding you back that you may have been avoiding or denying lately, but have maybe sensed it deep within yourself? So you're being called, your soul is calling you to move forward. It's time to untie yourself, free yourself, so you can run wild and run free and discover the landscape before you, the landscape that's calling you to discover it. It's there waiting. So you have the power now. You have the power to make the change that you need to make to cut yourself free, break yourself free from what's holding you back. So the first thing probably to think about, if this is making sense for you, is what is it that's holding you back? Because until you know what it is and what you need to do, it's kind of just something that sits under the surface, bubbles up from time to time, and then we might be avoiding it or denying it and pushing that truth down, back down again. So when you come to the decision, when you have this knowing that, okay, this is what I need to do, then that'll be the moment where you would then look at, okay, how am I going to do this? So if it's about breaking ties with someone or something in your life, once you know that that's what you need to do, then what steps do you need to take to do this, and at what level do you need to do it at, so you can free yourself to keep moving forward and keep following the calling of your soul and the calling of your wild spirit that's calling you into your freedom. So strong energy around. This is a lot of movement in this card, potentially, if we allow ourselves to free up, break free and move forward. So that's the stallion. Untie yourself. How can you do that? And what is it? Is probably the most important first question to ask yourself. So thank you. I'm going to be hanging around for a little bit. So I'm just going to talk a bit about the cards that I've used and finish up this guidance. And then if you want to hang around, I'll be chatting. So I'll be chatting for about another 10 minutes or so if you're interested in hanging around. So I used for the main days, my Speed of Light Oracle cards. These are available now. These were released in 2014. So they're on my website. And my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards are currently at the printer. They're open for pre-orders. So if you would like to work with my new deck, it will be coming in October for release. Great deck. It's taken me 4 years to refine this deck. So if you want to pre-order yours, please have a look on my website. You will find them there, and the Speed of Light and my other deck of cards. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you want to connect more privately, just send us a message through our website. Now, I've got my self-healing intensive program. It's 3 weeks of intensive healing that I'm doing, and I was inspired to do it. So I've basically opened up that to you if you want to join me in a 3-week intensive self-healing focus time. So that starts on Monday for 3 weeks. If you're inspired to, if you've been thinking about going deeper with your experience or understanding yourself more or doing some really deep healing, that's what we'll be doing. And I have no idea what I'm going to do. I've got no plan. I really want to just be in the moments and take it deeper. So that's what I'll be doing. If you're inspired to join me, just have a look on my website at templeofbalance.com.au and look up the store tab and then look under supportive services and you'll see the self-healing intensive program that starts on Monday. You can start anytime, just so you know. If you want to learn more about the work I do, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. So thank you so much. Okay, so that's that. I'm here now to chat. So if you would like to say hello, if I haven't said hello to you yet, or if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, I'm not doing personal readings, but if you have something that you're curious about, if you want to ask me a question about anything that I do, or if you're asked for advice on anything, I'm happy to offer advice based on what I have occurred. What am I trying to say? Well, based on my own experience, then please ask. So, okay, Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. Kimberly says, I'd like to join the Deep Healing Experience. So you can have a look on my website, Kimberly, and if you can't find it, please let me know. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Tina and Samar. Thanks, Tina. That's a lovely thing to say. Thank you, Karen. Anita says, does it also have the price for USA? Yeah, most of the stuff I put on the website has a little USA approximate conversion. The US to Australian dollar exchange is not brilliant for us, but it's good for you if you're in the US at the moment. But on my website, there is a little, I think it's probably set to Australian dollars, but there's a little thing somewhere at the top of my website page that you can actually flick through about the top 5 currencies, and that will convert approximately all the things on my website. So just keep that in mind if you're looking on there. Hi, Erica. Erica says, I'm new to your group. Well, welcome, Erica. I trust you enjoyed your time here and you come back again soon. May I have a card? Yeah, I'm not doing personal readings. Sorry, Erica. I don't feel that's fair. Different colour feathers keep showing up in my life. Who are they from? I don't know. You have to tune in and ask. The best person you can ask is yourself. So take a nice deep breath. Go into a little bit of a meditation. So take 3 big breaths. Relax yourself. And ask. Just ask. Who are these feathers from? And then trust what you're sensing. Trust what you're feeling. So you can find that yourself. Easy. Just believe in yourself. Most of the things we want to ask psychics or readers, we can find those answers ourselves, especially if we've got tools like oracle cards, or if we're open and we meditate, we can find the advice that we need for that. Sherry says, love your hair. Thank you very much. Hi, Kerry. Advice, emotions regarding children. You have to be more specific, Kerry. Sorry, I'm not doing readings. So if you've got something that you're not sure how to deal with, then ask. I'm happy to share advice, but I'm not doing readings. Hi, Rhonda. Thanks, Liz. Deb says, I'm wondering if I'm on the right path. Deb, how could you be off your path? Have you watched my videos lately where we've talked a lot about our life's path? I feel, and I know as truth for me, it's truth for me, it doesn't mean it's necessarily truth for you, but it's truth for me, that our path is always under our feet. We can never be off our path. How could we? It's our path. We're always walking, or we're always journeying. So our path is always under our feet, and we cannot run so fast that we run away from it. We cannot, even if we try and walk on our hands, our path is always under our feet. it's our mind that makes us think through its own illusions and issues. I'm not saying it doesn't feel real, but our own mind makes us think that our path is over there somewhere, or that we took a wrong turn, or that we're going backwards. It's our mind. So keep your mind in check, and remember to sit into your heart. This is good for anyone. This is what I do if I feel like I'm off track. I remind myself, hey, I can never be off my path. It's always under my feet because it's my path. That's just the way it is. So I need to get my mind sorted out and believe in myself and encourage myself and affirm for myself that I am on track. Things are exactly how they need to be. And if something's not working in my life, I have the power to make changes. Just because we're on our path and just because we are where we need to be doesn't mean we have to tolerate being dealing with crap and things that don't resonate with our truth. So in this moment, we are on track. We are just where we need to be, but we also have the ability right now and the power to make a change if we need to. So we are always on track. And affirmation like, I am on my life's path. I am exactly where I need to be. I am willing to change, but your path is always under your feet. I trust that makes sense. Hi, Melissa. Sarah says, how do you find out what you need to release? That's a great question, and it's a big question. So I'll just touch on what I feel like I need to say about that. How I find out what I need to release is, especially if I'm confused and I don't know, okay, I'm feeling off, things aren't working for me in my life. How do I work out what I need to release? Where is this pointing back to? I've found the most valuable thing, especially, for the most part, when I'm really confused and it's just hovering, that uncertainty about what's going on, I will sit with my journal and I will write down everything I'm noticing at this point, because everything that I'm noticing, even if it seems to be different parts of my life, will always point back to the same issue or the same problem or what have you. So if I've got an issue, if I'm being, and you have to be really honest with yourself. If I'm getting really bugged by someone, if someone's really annoying me right now, I will write that in my journal. So it's nothing to do with that person. It's just how I'm seeing them at this time. There's something about them that's really bugging me. So I'll write that in my journal. And then I write down everything that I'm struggling with, that I'm annoyed with the neighbour who's been gossiping about me or spreading rumours or whatever. I might be noticing that I don't have any money in my wallet, or my bank account seems low, or I keep fighting with my children, or there seems to be tension in this. Or I also notice what is working. So I look at the things that are good that I'm noticing, the things that aren't so good that I'm noticing, things that are affecting me. And I make this list. It might be long, it might be short. And then I step back a little bit. So I take some deep breaths and I look at this list and imagine that I'm looking at it for someone else. So I kind of detach a little bit from myself and my emotional investment in these things. And I look at these subjectively, if you like. And I look at, okay, what that issue, what does that remind me of? Was there a time in my past where I felt that before? Is there someone in my life that's also stirred up that feeling that's coming up from that irritation? So I kind of pull my issues and the things I'm reacting to apart and look at the bigger picture of them to trace it down to what is the core here? What's the real issue behind these things I'm reacting to? Because everything is connected somehow. And I found that the best way for me to really work out what my issue is. And then once you know what the issue is, then you can release it. So that's just something that I found that works for me. So have a go if you want to and see if that works for you. Thanks, Sarah. Great question. Hi, Leanne. Leanne says, I'm extremely excited about receiving the Animal Kingdom cards. I love your other decks. I use them daily and I'm getting used to their messages that they have for me. That's wonderful. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this deck too. You've got no idea. It's like a baby. It's like a baby I've been... what would you say? A baby I've been building? No, a baby I've been developing for over 4 years, and it's almost about to go to the printer. Like, I've just sent a couple of files to the printer I had to fix for the box size just this morning, so they won't be far away. Very exciting. Hi, Angie. Angie says, hi, everyone. I just woke up. It's past midnight here, but so glad to catch even the end. Well, thanks, Angie. I trust you get some sleep. Hi to Neil. Rachel says, I've always wondered what the difference is for currency. Yeah, it's easy to find. And, you know, for any conversion that you need to do, all you have to do is go to Google or your search browser and just type in AUD, which is Australian dollars, and then a hyphen, and then your currency. So if it's USD or New Zealand or Euro or whatever, and then you just press enter and you get this little calculator that comes up on your homepage, and you can just type in if it's a $20 thing in Australian dollars, and then it will convert for you. It's really easy to look for the different currencies at the moment. So just so you're aware if you didn't realise. Thank you. Thank you. Tina says, when you draw, do you use pastels with art paper? Yes, I do. If you're referring to like the drawing I did a couple of days ago, the healing art, yeah, I just use soft pastels with art paper. We call it cardboard here, but it's like a thick, but not thick, something that you'd package something in. So it's not thick, it can be rolled up. So it's just like a thick paper, and I use coloured paper. So thank you. Robbie says, do you ever talk to angels? I'm a bit of an anti-angel person, I must say. So no, I'm not really an angel person, but I do certainly talk to my spiritual guides and teachers and my power animals. So my spiritual helpers, I'm just not really aligned with the angelic realm. So that doesn't mean I have any problem with anyone that does. It's just for me personally, I mean, look at me. I'm not really an angel sort of person. I don't wear angels. You could probably just tell by me, I'm not an angel person. I'm more of an earthy person. So I feel perhaps it's more the animals, earth, nature that attract me rather than angels. So if it's not specifically angels you mean, if you just mean spirits, then yes, absolutely, I do. I trust that makes sense. Angie says, leaving on big trip with my kids early in the morning. Yeah, I'm not surprised you can't sleep, Angie. Have a wonderful time. I know you've been talking about it for a while. Thanks, Erica. Rachel says, I've heard feathers might be from angels. Maybe. Tony says, have you ever considered a sign saying, please don't ask for personal readings in the background? No. I could put a lot of things on signs, couldn't I, that I have to repeat a lot, but it's okay. I've got children who forget things, so I'm used to repeating myself, and it's really not a problem for me. And I've got strong boundaries, so it's not like I don't have a problem saying no, so it's okay. But thanks for the laugh, Tony. That's great. Hi, Marsha and Laura. Thanks, Debbie and Marsha. Great. Angie says, I think I see some masculine energy coming through. Ah, masculine energy. Is that for me? Just like a river. So yeah, you're replying to something I said before, but I don't know what. Kerry says, didn't mean that. Wrong wording. Coping with feelings of use by date. The pause fitted. Yeah, so, things happen, Kerry, so... And when we're dealing with, grown children, I guess, that have their own issues, or people that we care about who are struggling or who are going through a tough time, it can be really difficult, can't it? So just, remember to nurture yourself as you nurture yourself as you journey through, and just take one day at a time. And sometimes, like for me, if I'm getting too caught up or too stressed out, I will remind myself to go gently. I feel like that's just something really beautiful to remind ourselves, is to just go gently, one step at a time, or gently does it, just gently does it. Let's be kind to ourselves, because sometimes life is tough. So let's just be kind to ourselves as we journey through. Lots of love, Kerry. Michael says, I feel like I'm missing the point of the lessons that have been repeating in my life. For example, some situations, can I see more? I can. Some situations or same workplace, same situations or same workplace, just situations in general, keep repeating. And I know these are all lessons. I'm just missing the point. That's a really good thing to talk about, Michael, because things do repeat themselves. So like before, and I'm very sorry, I've forgotten who I was saying this, someone mentioned about how to find out what you need to release. One thing too to be aware of is that things happen that need to be released tend to happen in patterns, or they seem to occur in a pattern, so like a loop. So like going around like a wheel, like the wheel of karma, for example. If we've got a notch on our wheel of karma that's an issue or a fear or something that we've carried, as that wheel spins, that notch is going to come back around again in our life. And it keeps repeating itself, getting louder and louder each time until we get it. So don't worry if you don't get it the first time or the second time or the 100th time, because eventually you will get it, because it's just going to get louder each time it comes around. So the important thing to do is, when you recognize that there's a pattern, is to look at, when did you feel this way in the past? What does this situation remind you of that you've been through before? So it might be a different person, a different setting, a different situation, but it will be the same feeling, the same fear, the same issue that's coming up again. So that's what we need to find out when we recognize there's a pattern, so we can break it. So what is that pattern? Is it low self-worth? Do you keep attracting the same sort of person to you that feeds that low self-worth or reflects that? Do you keep attracting the same type of person and saying, why does this always happen to me? That's a pattern. So recognize the pattern, but it's the feeling that it brings up. It's the underlying fear or the underlying feeling. That's the key, not the thing that you're seeing physically. So it's not the person, it's not the physical thing, it's the feeling inside. So that's what I'd be looking at. Look past the surface and look at, okay, when did I experience this before? You may even want to write it down in your journal. When was the last time you felt like this? Was there a specific situation or a specific person when you felt this way before? And then can you think back further? Was there a different situation or person that made you feel that even further back? And once you start seeing, it's like dots that you start joining and start connecting. Then you realize it's actually not about any of these people. It's not about any of these situations. It's our own lack of self-worth or our own fear inside that has continued to attract or be that notch on that wheel. So once we shift that pattern, we recognize it and we break it, then we shift out of that wheel of that pattern repeating itself, and we lift up into what I like to call the spiral of grace. So out of that wheel of karma and up into the spiral of grace, raising our energy vibration. So I trust that makes some sense. I find it really fascinating, actually. Robbie says, is astral projection real, and have you done it? No. No, as in, no, I haven't really cared to do it. And I haven't looked into it. So that's not something that I've got any experience with. So it's not something I can really talk about. So, yeah, a good question though, but no. Oh, we got a delay. Karen says, are you ever finished healing? Now, this is a great question. I don't feel we are. I feel like we're always evolving and growing, at least while we're here on this earth, in this body. If we've learned everything we need to learn in this world, we wouldn't be here. That's my thought. So while I'm here in this body, I know that I'm learning and growing and understanding myself better. As you get the loudest things that you have issues with, your loudest fears, your loudest flaws, if you like, your loudest issues out of the way, then it's like you move into a deeper realm within you and start pulling up finer parts of finer issues that require healing. So it becomes easier in some ways because you're getting the loudest stuff, the bigger stuff out of the way. So initially, the first couple of years of exploring your healing or diving into your self-healing can be the hardest. But having said that, some of the deep things that we have buried inside us that aren't as important as the loud things to begin with, they can be really confronting to face. The thing is that we learn the tools as we go, so we don't, for the most part, become so consumed by the problem or the issue or the fear, because as we're going through our healing journey, we're learning ways to cope and ways to move through and navigate our healing journey. So at the beginning, it can be loud and very confronting and awkward, but it becomes a little bit easier, but at the same time, it becomes deeper. I think what I've noticed actually is that I feel, for me anyway, that I flow more with it now. I had a lot of resistance at the beginning, which was a lot of what I was actually clearing. So the more resistance we have, the louder the thing is that's trying to stop us. So I think as we kind of surrender to the movement of our healing journey and our journey of growth, because that's what it is as well, as we flow with it, it becomes a little bit easier and we have the tools to go through it. But no, I don't feel we're ever finished, not while we're in this body anyway. Thank you. Hi, Cordia. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the healing journey too, Karen. I love your enthusiasm, says Tina. That's me. Yes, gestation. Thank you. Yeah, well, it does, Tina, it doesn't have to be formal art paper if you're still watching. It can just be any paper for that matter. You could just use butcher's paper if you wanted to. But yeah, I don't. Yes, one of my cards is Archangel Michael, isn't it, Rachel? Actually, I've got 2 Archangel Michael cards. See, and they're old decks. At this point in my life, I would never add another angel or archangel to my decks. But, you know, the older cards reflect who I was at the time and my artwork at the time. So I'm always growing and evolving, and I kind of went through a bit of an angel phase, but not. I think, you know, my sort of angel phase was helping me realize that I don't really resonate with those energies. Sometimes I do call on Archangel Michael as a protector, but I would never add angels or archangels to my decks. I don't think I've added any angels, but I certainly wouldn't add any more archangels. But like I say, that means I mean no offense to people that might resonate with that energy, but I've discovered over the years, and especially since I bought out my Speed of Light Oracle, which does have Archangel Michael in it. So in the last 4 years, I've just established a stronger truth within myself that this is just not something I resonate with. So then that sort of fades out from my life and I focus more on the things that do, if that makes sense. Hi, Carol. Oh, thanks, Debbie. Okay, let's see. Rhonda asks what my thoughts are on astral travel, which I kind of covered. I don't really have any. I've never had the urge to look into it, so it's okay. Hi, Tennille. Tennille says, I do the same. I don't stress myself too much And if I find myself going that way, I take that time out and delete some things from my day so I can de-stress. Definitely, I think we have to be willing to put things on hold to care for ourselves, don't we? This is why I try not to overfill my schedule, because I know that some moments I'm just feeling like I need to rest. I spend a lot of my time very active and helping others and being of service, and I'm a mother, I've got teenagers, running kids to work and doing things, and so, you know, I'm a very busy person like all of us. So I also need to balance myself and my day with time for rest. It's not Temple of Balance for nothing. And I practice what I share. So, you know, my balance on a day-to-day basis is very important to me. And I have to be willing to stop things if I need to and just rest and just recoup. So if I'm in a really active mood and I've done everything I need for the day, sometimes it could be 5 a.m. and I'm just been up, just doing what I have to do, I will look ahead to my plan for the week and then start doing things that I had planned for the rest of the week ahead to free up that space to allow for more creating time or these sorts of videos if I need to. So thank you. Lovely to see you. Sarah says, how do you find out what you're here for? It's a very deep question, Sarah, isn't it? So how would you, okay, how did I find out why I'm here or what I'm here for? So our purpose, I guess we're talking about here, aren't we? How do we find out what our purpose is? Why we're here? What's the purpose? What's the function of being here in this body? You know, sometimes we probably think that we've been punished for something and that life is just challenging day in, day out sometimes. There has to be a bigger picture, doesn't there? There has to be a bigger reason, an important reason why we're here as souls. If we're open to the idea of us being a soul, and this is only part of our soul that has that is driving this vehicle of our physical body, then there is a larger part of ourselves out there somewhere in the higher realms, perhaps guiding us and directing us. We may call that part our higher self, our soul, our spirit, perhaps. Just some ideas. I guess it is something that we need to feel on and explore for ourselves. What is our soul? Do we feel that we once we breathe our last breath in this body, do you feel as a truth for you that that's it? Do you feel that that's the end for you? I guess because you're watching this video and you probably follow my work, that you might be open to something a little bit more spiritual. What are your spiritual truths or beliefs? What happens when you pass over to spirit? So when you establish those kind of spiritual values or spiritual truths for you, that will probably help give more meaning too. So I guess let's ask myself this so that you can see what I feel about this. So how do I find my purpose? So my purpose for me is making, what's really important to me with purpose is that I find purpose in every day so that I make every day count. Now, this became really important to me when a young member of our family, my extended family of my ex's, my previous husband's family, a young member of the family passed away, which really affected all of the family in a terrible motorcycle accident. And he was only 18 and he was in a coma for a month. And it was a really tough time. For me personally, for the family, it was really hard. And it was after that, when I was going through my own grieving, and I realised that during that grieving process that I was not allowing myself to move on because I couldn't accept the fact that this happened and that he wasn't here anymore. So I realised through that grieving that I had to find a way to accept that this has happened and turn this around so that I could find more value in my life, and that, hey, this kid only got 18 years in his body. At the time I was, I think, in my late 20s or something, or in my early 30s. And I thought, I could have an accident tomorrow. This could be my last day. It started helping me see things from a different perspective, that, hey, I want to make the most of my life, and I'm going to live my life on behalf of him and on behalf of all of those that I've loved that aren't here anymore in the physical world, all of my ancestors. I have it's an honor for me, a privilege that I am here in this body right now. So it helped me expand my perspective and get more value from my days. So instead of seeing my purpose as some title or something that I was aiming for, like to be a healer or an author or something, I started looking at it more on the day-to-day, everyday level. And I wake up in the morning now with an attitude of, how can I make this my best day yet? Am I happy with, at the end of the day, I'll reflect on my day. Has this day been purposeful for me? And if not, what can I do to change it? I don't waste my time these days hanging around with people that pull me down or people that don't resonate with my truth. I'm not afraid to say no. I value my life and I value my day, and I also value other people's. So I don't want to change other people, so I don't want to just to have people around, or a certain person or people around. I don't want to be saying that I don't like this about you, so change it. Instead, for me, it's like, okay, I personally don't resonate with this thing about you. And then I work out for me, okay, is this something I can accept, or is this something that I just can't associate with any longer? And then I will decide, and if I need to, I'll cut those ties and close that door. So I think it's helped me, what would I like to say? It's helped me feel more sure about myself and who I am. And it's a discovery, it's a journey, it's a unfolding every single day. It's really exciting. But like I say often, and I feel deeply in my heart, if this was the last day that I was going to be here, if this was the last breath I was going to draw, I am not scared to. I know that I've lived full days up till now, because I make it my purpose to do so. So I don't have any regrets in this moment. So if my life finished today or tomorrow, I would know that I've done my best, and I've always aligned with my truth and what I felt is right. You know, I've seen a lot of people look back and say, the last 5 years have been a waste of my time, or I've been waiting for this person to say they love me, or whatever. And I just feel that it's just such a waste of time. So something so valuable about each moment and each day, and that's where I personally find purpose. So how can you find out why you're here or what your purpose is? Find out what you value, what are your truths, what's important to you, and how can you live it every single day. So just be careful of seeking something that's a title or something that you want to accomplish, and instead break it down into steps each day, or see if that really is important to you in the grand scheme of things. If this was your last day, would that be a really important thing to do or not? So just some thoughts, and that's probably all I really need to say, I feel like. So I'm going to read the rest of your comments when I get back on my computer. And if you have a question that you did pose that's not a reading request, I will answer it. If you don't want it answered, just delete it. It's okay. And thank you for spending this time with me, having this chit chat. It's quite fun. So I trust you enjoyed it. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. And I will connect in with you again soon. Let's play the singing bell. If you've stayed around this long, I'll treat you with the singing bell. So this is a Tibetan singing bell. I've taken the ringer out and I hold it this way. So I'm going to play this for a few moments and then leave. So thanks for watching, and I'll connect in with you again soon. So sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Nice deep breath.